Yes, it is factual that a significant number of immigrants are driven to migrate to the United States due in part to the economic conditions created or worsened by U.S. corporate practices abroad. Here's a breakdown of how this works. U.S. corporations seek cheap labor in poor countries. Many American companies move operations to countries in Latin America, Asia, and Africa to take advantage of lower wages, weaker labor protections, minimal environmental regulations, and fewer taxes or government oversight. This often results in exploitative labor practices and limited upward mobility for workers in those countries. Wages paid abroad are far lower than U.S. wages. Even when American companies pay above average in poor countries, the wages are just a fraction of what would be paid in the U.S., insufficient to lift workers out of poverty, and often without benefits like healthcare, job security, or safe working conditions. This wage disparity pushes workers to seek better opportunities elsewhere, often in the U.S. Displacement and economic instability, are often the result of corporate overreach. This can undermine local industries that just can't compete, push small farmers off their land because of corporate agriculture, and lead to urban slums, job scarcity, and, social unrest. These conditions force people to migrate, not because they want the American dream, but because they're fleeing economic desperation, fueled, at least in part, by the very companies headquartered in the United States. There's this structural loop, right? U.S. demand actually drives foreign labor migration. American consumer demand fuels things like fast fashion, cheap electronics, and agricultural imports. And honestly, these supply chains often rely on underpaid workers abroad. When those workers just can't make a living, they might risk everything to migrate to the country where all the wealth is flowing, the United States. So, yes, the exploitation of cheap labor by U.S. companies abroad is a major factor that indirectly drives immigration. Migrants are often escaping the economic consequences of a global system in which U.S. companies play a dominant role, reaping profits while paying foreign workers just a fraction of U.S. wages. So the next time someone asks you or comments why so many immigrants are coming to the United States, feel free to provide them with this video so that they can educate themselves. Please subscribe, like, and share. See you soon.